computer literacy final project. So let's go into content, look at final project. Now what I've done for my 6.01 graded semester project was I divided it into 3 parts. Your teacher may not have done so. Okay. For all of these projects, I've provided you directions and a sample. The sample is for the for if you for some reason you don't have or can't find your project from your semester 1 work, you can always use the sample. Okay, so we're going to be building our final project out of the sample. So I divided mine into 3 parts. Modify the flyer, modify the spreadsheet, and modify the presentation. So let's get into this. So in the first part, we're going to modify the flyer. We're going to apply the style of your choice to the heading Unique Physique. So let me pull this up. We're asking for a style. So you pull up Unique Physique, and this is the style sheet, the style section. So you highlight Unique Physique, and you pull up a style, and you just pull one that you want. Can you create a style? Of course you can. But let's just use an existing style. Okay, there we go. So the second one says apply the style of your choice different from the ones above to the headings below. New at the gym, center happenings, and schedule for December. So we'll do a different one. New at the gym. Highlight this. Choose a different one. Center happenings. Alright, we did intense. And schedule for December. So we click intense, okay? In the last one, you're actually supposed to create a new style that is underlined in bold to yoga classes, personal trainers, and dietary consultants. So that's, we'll do that. So I'll highlight yoga classes, and I'll create my own style. So I'm going to choose something I like. Britannia bold. I want it bold and underlined, they said. And we'll make it, oh, I don't know, blue maybe, purple. So I'm going to create a style. So there we go. That created that style. So I'm going to put it on personal trainers and so I click find my style one. And I'll do it on dietary consultation. See, all I did was I highlighted something and I made the style that I clicked up here, right? In the style thing. And I clicked that down. I just clicked create a style. Created a style out of something I did. Alright, so the next thing they want us to do is move the bullet containing dietary consultation to the top of the bulleted list. So I come back here, find the dietary consultation group. I can right click cut this and come back up here and right click paste it. Okay? So my next to last one says add a column to the schedule for December and label it Monday. Add 2 sessions of your choice in the empty 2 slots. Resize the table if you need to make sure it fits neatly on the page. Okay, so come back up here. Come on down. So I click and choose the table. I come down here to Table Tools, and I click Layout. And I'm going to insert to the left, because I want to add, actually, I'm just going to click Insert Left. And we'll call this Monday. And we'll go and add a couple of things. I don't know. I'll copy and paste this thing. And right click copy, right click paste. There you go. So I added a couple sessions to Monday. Now if you want, if this bothers you that they're all different types of spacing, what I would do is I would just highlight it like this. And I go into design. It's if it bothers you, okay? Do you need to do this? No. But I can click on this thing, which distributes the columns evenly, makes them all even. Now, if that pushes you out onto the next slide, next page, it's probably not a good idea. In that particular case, what I would just do is I would shrink this. See, just come down here to where you get a double arrow, and then just kind of squish it together, and maybe that'll or you could resize some of the letters up top. So you could resize something up here, and that might make it all fit on this page. You just want to make sure that that's working for you. And so lastly, it says shade the remaining 2 rows with a green color, which is lighter than the top. Make sure the words are easy to read through the shading. Oh, that's easy. I'll show you. So I just highlight these bottom 2 rows. See the pale? Click this down. Find the light green shading. I think you can probably go this dark, but find something light green. And then just click in it. And you're done. So what do? You go File, Save As, and save it in your Computer Fundamentals class so you can find it, obviously. And it says Flyer your name, so I would put Flyer Ms. Zadley. And I'm done. Okay? So that's the first one. That's the flyer. So what about the second one? The section 2 is about the spreadsheet. Now I'm going to change this up a little bit just because we haven't done a lot of this kind of thing. So I'm just going to simplify it a little bit. If your teacher makes you do all this stuff, you need to do it, okay? We're going to pull this up. So here's mine. I made it a little bigger so you can see it. Okay, it says in cell F4, enter this label service. In F5, use the filter feature to find each type of service Tanya offers in the service column. So I'm going to go and cell F4. I'm going to list sales here. Come here on service over here, and I'm going to just click the filter, which it doesn't like, so I'll just highlight the filter. Yeah, just highlight it and click the filter so you can see down how many types are there. There's dietary consultation, personal training, and yoga. Dietary consultation, personal training, and yoga. Okay? First 3 listed. So all I have to do is highlight these 3, right click copy, and I come over here under sales, right click paste. Okay? Now I'm going to extend these out so I just drag between the F and the G so that I can make this bigger. And now what do they want me to do? So in cell G4, enter the label number of sales. Number of sales. And in G5, use COUNTIF to see how many times each service was entered. Okay, use the service column as range, and the services in F as criteria. Okay, I'll show you how to do this. So I'll put up here number of sales. Okay, now I'm going to do the COUNTIF. So I click on the FX. So I might want to type in here COUNTIF if I don't see it in my list here. Of course, it's first up. But I'm just going to put in here COUNTIF. Click go. And there you go. COUNTIF shows up. So I just click COUNTIF. So now it wants to know what is my range. I'm going to click here. The reference. Okay. We're going to pick for reference. I'm going to click here. Click that button. Now I need to come to where? C, right? So I'm going to highlight all this. I'm counting how many times each of these happen. So I click here. And what am I looking for? So I click here. And I come back up. Personal training. Okay? So I click enter. So I click OK. Now I can copy this to each of these cells below, but I know from looking at this that there's 6 yoga and 6 dietary. You know, you can copy and paste this formula into those below, but you should get 6. To make sure you get 6, what you can do is you can put $sign in front. You can anchor this, putting the $sign in front of here and the $signs around the C21. Yeah, you can do that, and that'll give you 6 here and here. But you can eyeball it and see there's 6 of them. I mean, it's just not very complicated, okay? Alright, so what's the next thing they want us to do? Modify this formula in G5 to include absolute references. Of course, I did that. So here's G5. To make it absolute, I put the $sign before the C, a $sign before the 4, a $sign before the C, and the $sign before the 21, okay? They want you to do that. Copy the formula in cell G5 for the remaining services. Once again, to get the 6, you don't need to do that. But if you want to be good, what you do is you hover over this little green square in the lower right hand corner here, okay? You just drag it down. And that'll copy the formula here. See that it copied it here, and it copied it here, alright? In cell H4, enter the total sales. Okay? And use the SUMIF function to calculate the total sales for each service. Alright? So we do total sales. Okay, looking at the SUMIF, it's almost exactly the same as the COUNTIF, a little bit different, but it's the same process. I go to the FX, right? And if I don't see SUMIF in the list, I can look for it here. I just click on SUMIF. I click go. And that'll just bring it up. I click OK. Now the range. This is looking for that list. We're going to look for personal training in the list first. So I'll go to the list. I click reference. So I'm coming over here and we're looking at the service, right? We're going to go under personal trainers. So we'll go all the way down to 21. Okay. So I'll click this button again. Now the next thing they're looking for is the criteria. Okay, we're going to look for personal trainer, yoga, or dietary consultant in this list under F. So I can click here, any. So I can come back up here to F. So I'm going to highlight these three because that's where we're going to put it, right? We're going to put them in here. So I want it to match up with this list. That list with this list. Okay? And then I want to do the sum range. If you get confused, see the word sum. Where's the money? In the sum, right? So I'm going to click here at this button. And I'm going to highlight the money down to 21. Okay? Once you get to the big number, you've gone too far. See the 22, you've gone too far. So I just click this little button. And now we're going to have to do that $ thing again. Actually, you just need to put it in front of the numbers. So I put the $ in front of the 4, a $ in front of the 21. Watch that shading stuff. It'll get rid of things you really want. And also here, in front of the D4, between the D and the 4, and between the D and the 21. This protects you. You know, you put the $ in front of the 4, $ in front of the 21, $ in front of the 4, $ in front of the 21 here. Okay? Click OK. Because if the teacher's looking for that formula and she doesn't see it in there, or he doesn't see it in there, you might lose points. So I just want to say, you know, just stick it in there, then drag this down. Right here, this little, little green square. Just drag it down, and that'll copy the amounts. So if you'd like to, you can go back home and you can put the $ in front of it, make it like that, make it nice and pretty. Okay, so what's next? Okay, it says create a bar chart that shows the sales for each service, for each month, and include the file, legend, access label. You know, that's way too much work. I'm just going to do it for January. And that's all I'm going to require my class to do. If your teacher wants you to do more, well, you know, go ahead and do it. But I want to show it for just January for my class. Okay, put it in cell J25. Alright, so we're going to do a sales for each service for January. So these are January sales, right? So I'm just highlighting it. Actually, I can have the titles in there if I click that, and it just eliminate having to make those labels myself if I grab the titles. So now I'm going to go into insert. What am I inserting? A bar chart. Here's a bar chart right here. So I click this down and I click the bar chart here. Okay. So I put the word for sales here. I'm going to add the word January. Alright, so if you want to do one of these for each one, or do them all together as a multitude of bar charts, that's fine. You know, for my class, we didn't really do charts that much, so I'm not going to require you to. But here's my suggestion. So what you can do is you can color up each of these to make them just a little bit different. I'll put a color on this one. Oh, I gotta highlight the one I want to change, then give it a different color. Highlight this one that I want to change, and give this one a different color. Now this is kind of confusing down here. So what I could do is I could right click on this and add data label. Okay, right click on this, add its data label. Right click on this and add its data label. And I can get rid of this on the bottom. Just grab these since I marked those individual ones and just click delete, and that gets rid of them. Okay, they want you to put a legend, which I think is, you know, crazy, but okay. We'll add that legend. So we'll put it on the right. Then we'll take away this right here. Okay, we'll just click it and delete it. So now we've got our legend, and we need to put up here January sales. Once again, I think it's overkill if we're going to be putting in here data labels and a legend. I don't think you need all this extra stuff. So I'm just going to not have you do it. I don't think you guys need to do all this extra stuff. So I'm going to make it smaller, and I'm going to put it in J5. There you go, and that's your chart. So once you're done with this, go File, Save As, and put it in whatever your folder is. And I'm going to put it here, Service Sales, Miss Hadley. Put my name in here. And that one's ready to turn in. Now let's look at the last one. Okay, we're creating an additional slide at the end of the presentation, and is using it to thank the audience and include unique physiques contact information. So we'll bring up our presentation. Once again, this is the sample one I've provided for the class. I click New Slide. Thank you for coming. For further information, contact us at Ms. Hadley. I'm going to put my phone number 123-456-7890. I'll put in here unique physique. Don't put in your real phone number. What if someone hacks that and gets your real address? Put in a phony one. So I'm going to put in 123 Main Street, Boulder, Colorado, and 45678. There we go. So what's the next thing they want us to do? On slides 2, 3, and 4, apply animations to each line of text except for the title. So I come here to slide 2. So I highlight all these, and I'm going to find me an animation. So I come out, click on the animation tab. Oh, let me see. Find an animation. Just pick one. Now find wheel. There we go. Okay, 3. Now if you need to change if it changes the color of your lettering, you can always change the lettering. Add animation. We're on the animation pane once more. Add animation. A different one, swivel. And 4. Highlight all of those. Add an animation, and this one we'll do bounce. Okay, what's next? Apply slide transitions to all 5 slides. Okay. And use at least 2 different transitions. Alrighty. So we'll click on 1, transition, fade, 2, fade, 3, cut, 4, fade, and last one, 5, cut. Okay. And there's different ones you can use. I understand there's all different kinds, but they're just easy, right? 2 different ones, we put cut and fades. Save this file as center presentation your name. So I come back up here. Easy sleazy. Go click File, Save As. Once again, I'm putting in my desktop. Center presentation your name. I'm going to call this Ms. Hadley. And your part 3 is ready to hand in. And that's all there is to it, folks. Alright, good luck to you, and I'll see you at graduation if you're graduating this year. Bye.